It's two dudes with attitudes, a wrestling podcast, and it is our WWE edition. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. We appreciate you. Our last WWE video is blowing up currently. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's in the archives. And if you're listening, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, like, 5-star, do it all. We got a jam-packed episode of Backlash, Raw, NXT, our segments, our LVDs, our MVDs. Ryan, are you ready?
I'm ready, man.
No. I said, are you ready?
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're riding and didn't they here to get your attention, a 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
Man, poor Ryan was like, "What'd I do? Why you cut me off, bro?" Like, I'm not even like. No, he's like, "You just asked me a question, you idiot.
Yeah,
Why are
I'm just
you
trying to answer?" Yeah. I thought it was my turn to talk.
Yeah. I tell you when to talk, Denton. All right. Anyway, that's my god name. All right, let's get into it. We have some news to start off with, and it's not the best of news, but Ryan, what happened this week in pro wrestling?
Yeah, unfortunate news of the passing of Sabu, who died on Sunday. He was 61, apparently, even though WWE listed his age as 60. The reports are coming out that he was actually 61. There's not really they don't really know when exactly he died, but the news came out on Sunday that he has passed away at the age of 61. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He was in the 2015 Hall of Fame class. He was really known for his time in ECW, where he was really a pioneer of hardcore wrestling. Yes, he was always the guy doing all the stuff through the tables, barbed wire. He made chairs cool before they were cool. So really sad passing away of Sabu. He'll be missed. 60 years old, still really, really young. But thank you for all the memories. Thank you for everything you've done. And yeah, rest in peace to Sabu.
For sure. And 60 is young. Yeah, and he was the first Jeff Hardy, the first Will Ospreay, the first Bully Ray, the first, even though he was there with Bully Ray. I mean, he was these people that did things that you didn't think were possible. He kind of made trampoline and backyard wrestling a thing. He was like the pioneer in that. I mean, he was Rob. I know when we think of ECW, you think of the Rob Van Dams, the Tommy Dreamers, the Tazes, and so on. But Sabu 100% is on that Mount Rushmore of ECW wrestlers. And I think he was wrestling until the time he passed. I could be mistaken, but I think
he had a match
going at it.
Yeah, he had a match like a few weeks ago in GCW. To the point where somebody in GCW did an interview and was trying to be like, hey, we're not responsible for what happened, even though there was like some sort of drug or some sort of thing that they gave him to help calm him down. It's all speculation. I don't want to
even sadder. But but especially when someone passes.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, Sabu, man, Bully Ray came out and spoke highly of him. Booker T has spoken highly of him. The WWE did a really nice video thing for him at the beginning of Raw. So yeah, it's just very, very sad. Definitely a pioneer and a game changer in the world of wrestling.
And that's what I mean, right? Whether you live a really long life or a short life, the key thing is that you lived a life and that you made a change. And Sabu did both of those things. So RIP to him. Much respect.
Yes,
him and his family are in our thoughts. Now with the sad news, let's get into some people thought sad news. And I think me and you might bicker a little bit like we're, dating. Yeah. We'll see, because I watched Backlash late because I was doing some kind of pre-Mother's Day thing. And then I watched the UFC. So I watched this around midnight, which is 3 a.m. your time. And you had already blown up my texting telling me how this was awful and you were angry. I think you were kicking babies and puppies and breaking holes in your walls. You were just losing your marbles. And then I watched it and was like, huh? So
Yeah.
let's get into it. We are going to do our infamous review where we do two thumbs with attitudes.
That's right.
We're either going to do thumbs up or thumbs down. I messed up our own name. And please remember,
It's all right.
thumbs down does not mean we hated the match. Thumbs down means that we did not think it was 80% or better. That means I got a C or worse on a grade. So if you grade that way, or if you're Dave Meltzer, we don't care. All right, so let's get into it. Backlash, you're going to start top to bottom?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the first match was. Was it?
It was the four-way.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Dominic. Yeah, Jacob Fatu.
Yes, sir. So Jacob Fatu defeated Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Damian Priest. If you watched our prediction show, I predicted this 100%. Thank you very much. So, Ryan, thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'm actually going to give this one a very good thumbs up. This was one
better.
of my favorite matches of the night. I like the twist there at the end with the debut of Jeff Cobb. I thought that was very well done, especially because Jacob Fatu looked identical to Jacob Fatu, number one.
Dude,
so
right?
It looked like he was looking into a mirror, but also it looked like he had no idea that he was supposed to be out there. It looked like this was something orchestrated by Solo Sikoa. So it's more to elevate that whole story and tells me too that the bloodline is officially done. Both versions of the bloodline are 100% gone and done, which kind of a mediocre way for it to end. It just ended. There was really no finality to it. But either way, I like the way that this match. I like the way this match went on. I think we both called that LA Knight or Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre would kind of cancel each other out, and it would be LA Knight taking the pinfall. And it was a good match, and I'm glad that Jacob Fatu won.
It's funny because Jeff Cobb comes out. He looks just like all the Samoans, but he's like Filipino, right? He's like not even like kind of the same. I like how people. Yeah, his name's Jeff Cobb. He's not even like a generation, right? He's like just I don't think his family wrestled. He's just some dude. Jeff Cobb,
full on American.
He was good in AEW. He was rolling with who was he rolling with in AEW? Mox, right? He was like Mox's. He was rolling with Moxley for a little bit. Yeah, he had a good.
Yeah, he was in the inner circle for a little bit.
The inner circle. There you go. Yeah, I like him a lot. I thought he looked good. He looked like he fit in. And I think the best part, for one, this match was a banger, and it once again made Jacob Fatu look like a freaking star. But this continues more of the solo Fatu. Remember, like your parents used to tell you, right? I brought you into this world. I'll take you out, right? Like it's like this is the same thing, right? Solo brought Jacob Fatu into this world. He introduced Jacob Fatu to the WWE, got him to where he was with the bloodline and everything else, and now Fatu thinks he's bigger than him. Solo's bringing in somebody else to replace him. I love it. Brilliant booking. I like this whole match and everything involved. Yeah. It was a nice surprise. Everybody was like, it's Zilla Fatu. We're like, that's not him. Did you see all those people posting that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, research before you make comments, videos, bro. Like, you're putting that in the world. All right. Next up, we had Lyra Valkyria defeating Becky Lynch by a roll-up. Let's hear it, Grandpa yelling at a cloud.
I'm going to go. This one's hard because I love this match. I thought it was very fun. But I'm going to go thumbs down just a little bit. Like it's like a 79%. And only because I wanted Becky Lynch to win. I predicted Becky Lynch to win. And I think Becky Lynch should have won because I think it would have helped elevate that women's IC title. I think it would have made Lyra a bigger deal having to lose the title to Becky Lynch just to come back and take it from Becky Lynch. I think it would have helped elevate her and take her to the next level and make her a real star coming out of this. The match itself was fine. I have zero problem with any of the stuff that went on. I didn't really care for winning on a roll-up, but I like the post-match beatdown that Becky Lynch gave her. So, I mean, obviously the story's going to keep going. But I do wish that Becky Lynch would have won.
I'm pretty sure Lyra's now up 2-0 on Becky Lynch. So this is so.
What's the point?
No, there is a point. Now it doesn't make Lyra the underdog anymore. It's making Becky Lynch the underdog, which means she does beat her. Lyra has been built up. Becky Lynch wins the title, becomes the first ever Grand Slam Women's Champion, and now she can then give it off to somebody else to give them a push. Once again, thumbs all the way up, baby. And I had just made a video that you posted onto our TikTok where I stated that Becky Lynch was not only top 5 promoist of all time in women's, also a top 5 in-ring performer. And there was a dude on there who I appreciate you commenting, but you have no idea what you were talking about. And he came at me saying there is no chance Becky Lynch is a top 5 performer. Girl comes in and gives Lyra Valkyria the best match she has ever had. Becky Lynch is a top. Please name Becky Lynch matches that suck.
You really
Thank
can't.
you.
Yeah.
Everyone she is in. People, just because you're not flippity-doo-dah, flippity-a, does not mean you're not a top 5 ring performer. Wrestling is about the psychology and the story within the match. Pretty much nobody does it better than Becky. I'm not saying she's the best. Top 5. She proved me right. Thank you, Becky Lynch. And you look good while doing it. And
yeah, she's looking
props to
really
Seth
good.
Rollins. Dude, a little too
Yeah.
good to be honest. Seth Rollins needs a pum, 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 pum. All right, number 3, the match, my doppelganger. I have proof that I've been down with them since day 1-ish. Daddy Dominic Mysterio defeated Penta with the help from Finn Balor, sort of, but also the help from one El Grande Americano. What do you give it? Thumbs up? Thumbs
this
down?
Gets a thumbs up for me. This was a fun
yeah.
match. Dominic is just looking. He's getting more and more confident in the ring. He's getting better and better in the ring. Not that he was ever bad, but I think he's starting to showcase his skills a little bit more than ever before. He was always protected by Rhea. He was always protected by Damian Priest. He was always kind of the one taking the pinfall losses and kind of made to look like a goofball. And then JD McDonough came, and then they both look like goofballs. And now
it's just JD.
Yeah, now it's just JD. And but he's you can tell he's put in the work to get better and better in the ring. And then Penta, of course, he's Penta. Like he's one of the best ever. He makes talk about flippity doodahs. I think he might be one of the best flippity doodah wrestlers out there.
Weird,
in wrestling today. And he's so good. He's so flawless. It's just everything he does is just beautiful. The flips and it all makes sense in the match. So yeah, this match was fun. I like the ending. I like the interference from El Grande Americano. I like the Finn Balor stuff. So obviously they're continuing this whole thing. This whole PLE felt like it was furthering stories, which I really appreciated.
It really did. Just because it was another episode of SmackDown doesn't mean it wasn't great. This is all the way thumbs up. This was Dominic's best match he's ever had. Did you see him jump over the ropes and then DDT Penta like on the land down?
Yeah, that was cool.
This
that was
dude,
a good move.
did you see the interview with him where someone was talking about this match and he said, y'all, I've been wrestling for 20 years. Just because I wasn't on TV, I have moves that I haven't even introduced you all yet to. Dominic is we want to talk about Fatu, Braun Breaker. No. Dominic Mysterio. I've been saying it forever. He is the future, man. He's going to be the best of all time one day. The heel. He's so good. He's getting cheered now. The dude is on another level. Everything worked out great. If you don't believe, and also El Grande Americano, he's joining the Judgment Day. I already posted about it. Mark my words, homie.
I like
he's
your idea.
Joining the Judgment. And then Chad Gable stays an American Made, and now you're confusing people. I'm telling you. Someone brought up in my comments when I posted about that said, don't forget that Dominic was the one who told him where to go to find the mask. And I said, oh my God, I forgot about that too. So this is a storytelling, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he told Finn, you hesitated. El Grande Americano helped me out. Didn't say Chad Gable. And he's been saying I'm the best, luchador in the world. I'm telling you.
No, it's going to happen. It should.
I agree. All right, match number 4. We had Gunther defeating Ryan's favorite pro wrestler, Pat McAfee. Basically tapped him out in front of Michael Cole. What say you? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
I'm going to go thumbs down. This was probably...
you're about to get some hate.
I did not like this match at all. And again, just because I didn't get something that I wanted, which is a complete squash from Gunther to Pat McAfee, doesn't make that's not the reason that this match was bad. It's just, I don't know. I just didn't like it. It just didn't click for me. It was just kind of like, all right, like, is he trying to squash him? Is Pat McAfee like he's getting some offense in, but he's not really? It was just a really strange match. And Michael Cole's commentary really annoyed me as well. Just like, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to go after, like, it was just, I don't know. It was just a little cheesy and over the top. The match was, I guess it was okay. I don't know. It was just, it was what it was. And I didn't care for Gunther doing the little salute there at the end. Like you're a heel, man. You're a heel. Like it was fine when you did it to Randy Orton in Germany because that's Randy freaking Orton.
Yeah.
And I was fine with it then. And plus, like he was trying to be the baby face because he was in his home country, so he wanted to end the show with the crowd being happy. But this was, a Backlash in St. Louis, and it's Pat McAfee, and you're giving him a salute, but you're not going to give anyone else. It was just weird. I didn't care for it. It was all bad. So I give it thumbs down. It was one of my least favorite Gunther matches between this and him versus Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel are my two least favorite Gunther matches that we've seen.
So I'll get into the whole thing afterwards with Pat McAfee and our segments and so on later on in this show. But I actually give it a thumbs up, brother. 80% on the dot. I was expecting a straight squash with one drop kick from Pat McAfee. We got about 3 drop kicks and a couple chops. He got his offense in. I thought it was good television. Look, I was even okay with Michael Cole jumping in and then trying to save him. And this, it showed that there was a point, something Pat McAfee didn't do during his promos because all he does is talk about himself. That was the whole point of this match, was that he was doing it for Michael Cole. I loved it all. Until the end. I didn't like the whole, but we'll get into that later. But I thought it was fantastic. And also, I like that you brought up Michael Cole's commenting, because all I've ever heard since Vince left was that Michael Cole is finally free. He's finally being who he is. And this is why he's the greatest ever and the top 2 or 3 commentators of all time. I'm going to say it right here and right now and curse just a little bit. That's bullshit. I respect Michael Cole for taking one day off in 28 years. I respect Michael Cole for being in the game so long. I don't think he's a bad person or even bad at commentary. The dude ain't even top 10. We got to stop with this now. And I actually think he's gotten worse, and that's one of his proofs. He's always standing up. He's over the top. He's not go back to JR, Jerry the King. They went over the top, but they did it in a way that it wasn't over the top. They delivered it perfectly. How many moments does Michael Cole have? You know what I mean? JR was doing it during the Vince era. Jerry the King was doing it. Even right now, I think Wade Barrett's better than him. I think is better than him. I also think Corey Graves is better than. The only one he's better than is Pat McAfee and Booker T, and that doesn't really. I'm better than them.
Yeah.
So he's not even the best right now. He's barely even top 3 currently. So, and let's not even get to AEW.
Yeah.
And Excalibur, Taz, all better. Shit,
Nigel
even Matt Menard is doing. Yeah. Oh, Nigel McGuiness is way. That's what I mean. He's just.
He might be better than Tony Schiavone, but
and you know what? Same era. But Tony, it's just my. I get it. I like Michael Cole. I'm a fan. I would see him. I would hug him. I would thank him. But we're overhyping him a little bit too much. I should have went on that rant anyway. But I just wanted, you brought it up, and I wanted to defend you on that.
And the other thing too was the one thing I will say about this match that I did enjoy was we didn't get Bill Goldberg, because I don't know why people are making that a thing. Oh, we're gonna get Goldberg versus Gunther. I'm sure it probably will happen at some point, but I don't want to see that. I really don't. I think I have zero interest in a Goldberg Gunther match.
I love too, because I saw all these AEW fanboys on TikTok who were the IWC was wrong again. Okay, the IWC didn't create the Goldberg narrative. That was your Dave Meltzer and Dirt Sheets. And then the IWC has no creative thought. Yes, they're told what to do, and then they run with it. They have no train of thought. So it's no, that's why I was so glad. And I said that. I said, as long as Goldberg has nothing to do with this, it'll be a good match. That was the other reason why I liked it. Good point. All right, let's get into the main event. That is one Jonathan Cena defeating one Randall Kennedy Orton. Interference from R-Truth, better than Travis Scott. What say you? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'm ready, man. Thumbs down. Thumbs way, way, way down. This match, my God, it was fun. Up until the 3rd or 4th ref bump, okay, how many times are we gonna do? I didn't like it when Roman Reigns won his matches that way, but at least there was something that happened after he won his matches that way. But this time, the refs would bump. There would be a ref bump, and then there would be no officials coming out, or nothing would happen. There was no interference. There was no weaponry used. No nothing. No, there was a couple of low blows, but really nothing major. But after what, the second or third ref bump, instead of bringing out another official, they bring out Nick Aldis, they bring out Hurricane Helms, they bring out Jason Jordan, they bring out every single agent and producer known to man to check on the referee. Like, what are we doing? Like, stop stopping matches. We talked about this with the Cody Rhodes,
I agree with that,
Kevin Owens ladder match, where they were like, "Oh, we got to stop this because it's getting too intense." And the same thing happens here, where they're taking, they're checking on the referee before they even bring out another official. Like the NBA, they have officials ready at the scorer's table in case another referee gets hurt. The NFL has a bunch of officials ready every single game in case one of them gets hurt. They can just plug one in. But like, what are the referees doing backstage? Are they playing like paper, rock, scissors? Like, what's taking them so long to come out to the state, to come out to the arena? Like, what is? I don't understand that. It's always been a wrestling thing. It's like a ref has been knocked out, but it takes like 5 minutes for another one to come out there. It makes no sense. And then, like, this is the last time we're going to see John Cena and Randy Orton. And the one memory we're going to have from this whole match is R-Truth. Like, I love R-Truth. I think he's great.
Better watch your tone right there.
I know it's storytelling. I know what they're getting at, and I know what they're doing. He's John Cena's childhood, or John Cena is his childhood hero. Ha ha ha! Very funny. But this is John Cena versus Randy Orton. Like, they've had so much history together. They've been in the ring. They've had great matches with each other. They've had great moments. And the thing that helps John Cena win, or I guess win, is R-Truth. I don't know. There was just a lot of things that went on in this match that I did not like. I thought it was way overbooked. And overbooking can be a good thing. See WrestleMania 40. Like, there was a lot of cool things that happened at WrestleMania 40. But overbooking can be a really bad thing. And I feel like the overbooking hurt what could have been a really great match between John Cena and Randy Orton.
All right. Respect. You're allowed to have your opinion, and I respect that, Ryan. I got to give this thumbs up. I know the ref thing, and that's right. This is the first PLE or pay-per-view I've ever given all thumbs up, homie. I liked it. This was, I think, a better, maybe one of the best John Cena Randy Orton matches. I know the ending was a little over whatever, but it was good, man. I think this is why John Cena decided that his final tour, he was going to be the champ and pick who he's going to wrestle. Because obviously we are getting R-Truth versus John Cena next. Hopefully a Saturday night's main event. And I'm all for it.
I'm for it too. I have no problem.
People forget that Cena and R-Truth once had a rivalry. They wrestled for the title. R-Truth was a heel. He was a serious character. He was freaking phenomenal. I believe that he was going to beat Cena 100%. It was legit.
Little Jimmy. Yeah.
Yep, Little Jimmy. So why can't now he be a serious babyface? Why can't he say, I'm sick of the games and this and that because you broke my heart, because you put me through a table, because you're showing me that I don't believe or don't meet your heroes or whatever else. He can so many ways with it. And he could be serious for a little bit and have a good match with John Cena, because John Cena's match with Cody was whack. John Cena's match with Orton was great. And why? Because John Cena's wrestled him. He knows him. John Cena's not at that point anymore in his career where he's going to be able to like wrestle all these newer people. You know who John's last match is going to be? CM Punk. And CM Punk's going to beat him. It's already written in the wall. CM Punk and John Cena wrestled. CM Punk had the title. What was he going to do with that title if he won? That's right. He was going to leave. He was going to go to ROH or wherever. He was going to leave the WWE with the title. What is John Cena doing right now? He's saying that he's the last ever champion, and he's going to wrestle CM Punk. And if he beats CM Punk, what is he going to do with the title? History repeats itself. It is just, and I've said this since the start, and no one ever believes me. I said the heel turn was awful, and no one believes. I'm telling you right now, and R-Truth is going to be next. It should be next if he doesn't. Triple H dropping the ball, but I think we're going to see this with Cena. He's just going to wrestle to what he wants to do, and he's not going to beat people clean. Heels can't beat people clean. They needed someone to interfere. We can't keep having Travis Scott. They had R-Truth come out. I thought it was fine enough. I agree with you on the referee thing. I've always thought that was stupid. It is what it is. But nonetheless, I give it a thumbs up. I thought it was a nice way to end Backlash.
And I think to your point, the heel turn being bad, he at the end, like after the credits went off, they showed him like in the ring, emotional, like kind of like like I don't know if he was like, are they trying to hint that the good John Cena is still in there? Or are they trying to hint that, you know, maybe he is being bad, but he realizes he shouldn't be, like he really is a good guy? Like
Darth
I don't
Vader
know.
is what they're going for. It looked like.
Yeah,
and
and I'm
it.
like, he just turned heel like 2 months ago,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, so that's another reason why I don't like this match. He was getting love in St. Louis over Randy Orton. He's
Yes, he
getting
was.
cheered, so that's another reason that I didn't like this. So yeah, that's why I give it thumbs down.
You can't take a legend, say it's his last year ever, and then turn him heel. That's people.
No.
This is the last time they're ever going to see him. And
I know,
people
it makes
do
no
like John
sense.
Cena. It doesn't. Yes, that's what I'm. It's so dumb.
People are buying his merch.
Third.
Yeah.
He has a new merch in every city. Anyway, that's too much backlash. All right, let's get into it. You know I like it raw, so let's get into that. Monday Night Raw, we had more controversy there too. We'll talk about it. But we had an opening segment with CM Punk and company. I'll let you start off. What do you think of this opening segment? Are you like where we're going with this? And your boy, is he going to turn? But what do you think about the opening segment?
I liked it all. I think everything about it makes perfect sense. I even like the fact that CM Punk said that I'm not even mad at Paul Heyman. I'm mad at myself because Paul Heyman's turned on me before. And the fact that, and he even talked about how Jey Uso warned him when he first came back to watch out for Paul Heyman. So they alluded to some of the things that happened in the past, which I really appreciate. I liked everything about it. And I'll get more into this when we do our segment, but I do think I like that Sami Zayn came out. I like that Jey Uso came out. It's starting to feel that Jey Uso's feeling a lot more important to the crux of the story as well. So I don't want to give too much, but I liked what they did. I like everything that they're doing.
Yeah, I like that he called him. Seth Rollins a Timu CM Punk. Kind of funny there. It's a good line.
I like that.
I called my son a Timu version of me, and he got so pissed off because he's like my twin. He looks just like me. I said he was a Timu version of me. I was going to get him a shirt. He was not. Being called Timu, people don't like that shit.
Yeah,
so it really is. Even my son was like, he's 10. He was like, what'd you say? I liked it all. Yeah, I'm like, I am. But I love just all of it. I like the Seth Rollins thing. I like Braun Break. I like the crew. I like the Sami Zayn. I like the point that they're pairing him up with Punk, and Punk was already like, can I trust you? He's like, no, you can. We teamed up perfectly together. Like, hint, hint, hint. I'm turning heel. Am I going to join Seth? Am I just going to turn heel? Am I going to... Now there's like so much involved. The Saturday Night's main event. Opening segment, chef's kiss. Good way to open up Monday Night Raw. Really good.
Yeah, great way.
And keeping Jay busy. And speaking of keeping Jay busy, Jey Uso and Gunther had a promo, and Gunther has announced that no matter who wins at Saturday Night's main event between him and Logan Paul, they will face off against Gunther. I do think it's kind of weird that he didn't just get an instant rematch. He had to beat a commentator to earn that rematch. But nonetheless, we're getting Gunther versus Jay again. Let me have it. You hating this? You liking this? Because we got Jay Gunther. We got Jay Logan. We got Jay possibly Seth. Maybe Jay and Sammy, maybe Jay and Breaker, which are wrestling next week. Maybe Jay. I mean, we got all sorts of shit going on. What say you?
So I like it, I hate it, and I love it. So all three of like,
right. I like it.
I like it because Jey Uso is starting to feel very, very important. The World Heavyweight Championship is starting to feel coveted by many suitors. So he's not just, he feels like the top guy on Monday Night Raw, and Seth Rollins is gunning for him. Maybe Sami Zayn is gunning for him. CM Punk at the end of the day might be gunning for him because he wants a title shot. Gunther's definitely gunning for him. Logan Paul is gunning for him. So he feels more important than he has ever felt. So I do like that. I hate it because I don't really want to see Jey Uso versus Gunther again. And maybe that match, whenever it occurs, maybe that's when Bill Goldberg comes back and costs Jay or helps Jey Uso win. And just imagine Goldberg, Pat McAfee, and Jey Uso yeeting at the end of the show. It's but I really have no desire to see Jey Uso versus Gunther again. We've done that. The build for that wasn't that great. The whole reason that people were pissed that Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble because they didn't want to see Jey versus Gunther. Now we're getting it again. I really don't want to see it, but at the end of the day, like I said, I like it. I hated it, but I also love it because Jey Uso's feeling important, and this is probably the most important he's ever felt since he became a single star. So, all whole array of emotions.
Yeah, I like what you said. Everything you said is correct. I like it, like you said, because he's getting people. I made a whole post about it. He feels important, right? Jey Uso being overbooked is a good thing because he needs it because people don't believe in him as a world champion. Now they can if he's going to be the underdog beating everybody who he should lose to. That's good television. But with Gunther, he just tapped out in 4 seconds to Jey Uso. And now he's going to get a rematch. If he doesn't win that rematch, are we hurting Gunther? I feel like what are we doing with him? Yeah, right? Because the whole aura of Gunther is that he's this monster who can't be beat. He doesn't lose, right? That's why he destroyed Pat McAfee. Had no chance, right? You don't beat Gunther. Jey Uso is going to do it twice. And yeah, that helps Jey Uso in a huge way. But how does that help Gunther? So
especially
I don't
going into a potential match with Goldberg. You know, like if that's what they're going for.
I hope that isn't, but
potential match with anybody afterwards. Like, Gunther took another loss to Jey Uso, and I think it's going to hurt him. I really do.
Yeah, you better hope the Goldberg shit ain't real because he's going to lose that match too. So that'll be just devastating. All right. Speaking of something I didn't get, and that was the hate for one Becky Lynch this week, and she cut a promo. I don't get why people say she doesn't cut good promos. The shit was fire to me. What did you think? Becky Lynch came out, talked about Lyra Valkyria, what she's going to do to her in the future, and amongst other things. What did you think? Let's hear it.
I liked it. I thought this might be the best promo. So this is the best promo I've heard in the year 2025. I think it could be a finalist for promo of the year. It's definitely the best promo I've ever heard Becky Lynch cut. And the thing is before when she came back as a heel before and she was big time Bex or Becky Two Belts or whatever her gimmick was, people they wanted to cheer her. And she came back this time as the man gimmick. And now people want to boo her. And she took a lot of realism, things that she's been called. Becky Hogan, talking about, you fans led me to leave this company. You guys, it was all of you who told me that you wanted me out of here. So I did. I left. And, I loved it. I loved it all. I think Becky, this was the end, the part at the end where she's like, am I selfish? Yes, I am. Am I greedy? Yes, I am. Am I cutthroat? Yes, I am. One day they're all going to realize what it's like to be held down by the man. It was just great stuff, fantastic stuff, and exactly what the fans have been saying about Becky Lynch is that she holds talent down. Well, now she's really going to hold talent down. She's embracing that, and I'm digging it all. So I like this. I think this might be promo of the year so far in 2025, and we've had some great promos so far, but this was definitely one of the ones that's going to stand out.
I don't even think I have to say anything else. Well said. It was perfectly said. I mean, even the fact that she said Lyra Valkyria didn't even matter. Now she matters. Everything she said was just gold. And that's why the IWC just boggles my mind because I saw so many people talking about how Becky Lynch has lost the step. This promo was god awful. All she does is yell and not make sense. Person in the comments, Becky Lynch can't cut a promo. This was perfect. Promo 101. She cut a better promo than any male, female, anybody in current pro wrestling. Great stuff. And everything she said, it was a heck of an explanation on why she's a heel, turned her heel. Just the fact, I miss pro wrestling. I didn't miss listening to you guys tell all these lies. And it was just fantastic stuff. Thank you, Becky Lynch. I'm glad she's back. Yeah. And once again, she's looking good while doing it. Seth Rollins, you lucky son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. All right, now it's main event time where once again, the women shined. Or maybe they didn't, right? Let's hear it. Ryan, what'd you think of this main event? We don't have to get into the IWC, or we can, the bickering. But what'd you think of this main event?
So having watched Raw and then NXT, they both ended almost identically to each other. You had a women's world champion teaming up with a challenger. They both end holding up the title, one of them staring at it. So it was just okay, this is, the NXT threw the Ricky Saints thing in there at the very end, but then they went right back to Jordan Grace. And they're doing it again as the show goes off the air. So, I'm fine with this. It was just a way to get, I don't want to give, I have, some segment stuff that I don't want to give too much into, but do I really... Rhea Ripley is the face of the women's division. She's the face of the WWE. Whether we like it or not, she is the face of the women. She's been carrying the company. She's the best. She's the most over wrestler in the entire organization, and that includes men. People love Rhea Ripley, so the fact that she's in the world title picture is not surprising whatsoever. She deserves it. It makes sense. She dropped her title to Io Sky. She never really got a full rematch because Bianca Belair was in there. She held that title for over a year and had to relinquish it, and then she lost on a fluke to Io. So now she wants to see who the better person is. It makes sense from a story perspective, and I wouldn't be mad if Io Sky kept her title, and I wouldn't be mad if Rhea Ripley won the title back. Either way, I think it's good storytelling.
There was so many people in my comments that I posted about her on my TikTok talking about how like she needs to stay out of the title picture. She's like Charlotte Flair. Rhea Ripley's 28. 28.
Yeah. And
chick's not even in her prime yet. Legitimately, she's not even in her prime yet. We're sick of her. When did we become sick? What is with these fickle ass fans in the IWC? We hate Roman. Boo Roman. Cody won. Boo Cody. We want Roman. IWC. OTC. Oh my gosh. We love Jey Uso. Why don't you ever give him a chance? He won the Royal Rumble. What? He's the champion. All he does is yeet. He's the oh my God. Rhea Ripley's back. Yay. She looks better than ever. She's getting another title shot. And these are the same people. I'm not describing different people. I'm talking about the same flipping
Cody Rhodes got
people.
booed. The guy, Cody Rhodes, on the getting booed on the WrestleMania.
Yeah, I forget her name or whatever. That one girl on the post on TikTok and stuff who's like, I'm the biggest Cody fan ever. And then when Cody won, she's like, I love Roman Reigns. When is he? After she was shit. People don't think receipts are real. Like, y'all stop. Why, as a pro wrestling community, are we just negative? Rhea Ripley doesn't make sense going. She's the biggest star. Someone tried to hit me up, bro. Tony Storm's the big. Tony Storm is not a bigger star than Rhea. I love Tony Storm. You're gonna tell me she gets bigger cheers than Rhea? Rhea was teamed up with Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio couldn't even flip and talk. He couldn't say words. He was getting booed too much. You know who never got booed in the Judgment Day? Rhea Ripley. Bloody Ripley ever. She is so over. It's like mind-boggling me how stupid fans are. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it like why just be happy, man. You could not like something, but let's not like force it. Like just because you're force-fed something doesn't mean that it's always bad. Like Rhea Ripley is great. You wanted her here. They're giving her to us. Her beating Julia was fantastic. Julia's an NXT star who doesn't hold a title currently. She got to main event Monday Night Raw, which Hall of Fame wrestlers have never done. And she lost to the most over person. Whoop-de-doo, Basil. She is a freaking star. Everything that was great for Julia. Good for Rhea. Rhea versus Io. Io's becoming a bigger star now more than ever.
Getting over.
Because of Rhea. Stop with that narrative. I'm so sick of it.
No,
it's like driving me nuts. I used to like, I wanted to get into this because of pro wrestling fans, but they're starting to. I need to find the real ones, man. Come find me. Find me. I need the real ones, dude. Not these like fans who are just talking just because they want to be heard. It's like hurting my brain.
It's really, really bad. Really bad.
Really bad. All right, let's get into some NXT since I'm just ranting all day. You got me fired up, homie. All right, Myles Borne opened up with a promo. He had a match with Ethan Page. He's going to be facing against Obafemi. What do you think? You there? Did I lose you, Ryan?
Oh, man.
There you are.
I'm here. Sorry.
You're here. All right. Did you hear what I said? All right. Myles Borne.
Yeah. All right. Yes. One thing, I like the promo. I like everything that they're doing. I think he was the right person to win at the Battle Royal last week. I'm excited for the match between him and Obafemi. The one thing I didn't like, and we'll get into it with the Ethan Page thing, but why are you, like, he just won the Battle Royal, and now you want him to put his Battle Royal, his title shot on the line against Ethan Page for the shot at Obafemi. Like, Ethan Page didn't win the Battle Royal. Myles Borne won it. That's like somebody winning the Royal Rumble, and then, at No Way Out or Elimination Chamber, you put that Rumble victory on the line, and I'll get the main event spot at WrestleMania instead. Like, no, like, I earned that. Like, you shouldn't take that away. So I don't like when, and this was just last week, so it was like, what if Ethan Page had won? Like, what would the conversation be? Like, why did he win the Battle Royal in the first place if you were just going to take it away from him? So I don't really like that they put him in that position, but I think they're building a star, man. I think he beat Ethan Page. He beat.
Yes, he did.
I hope he's got a lot of momentum going on right now. So I really hope he stands out and has a standout performance against Obafemi at Battleground. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I agree, and I'm glad he brought up being partially deaf. I thought that was fantastic. I don't know if he appreciated the crowd chanting, "He can't hear you." I don't know if that was like he thought it was funny or not. I don't know. It's 2025. I giggled, but I wasn't sure about it. And then Ethan Page went off the cuff and started making fun of him. Like, I don't think that was planned because he went through what the crowd was saying, was like, "Can you read my?" And I was like, that's a heel. That's great shit. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I get the whole, like, do it. Maybe they could have just had him wrestle Ethan Page. I think that would have been better. But him beating Ethan Page now, so the people who are like, he came out of nowhere, well, he just beat one of the biggest stars, Ethan Page, and now he's going to move on to, Obafemi. Good stuff. And they could be building a star. They could very much well.
I hope so.
And speaking of building stars, we had Trick Williams and Joe Hendry contract signing with one Ava. Looked like it was in like a backstage, I don't know, somewhere days before. No idea. But nonetheless, Joe Hendry is defending his TNA World Championship against Trick Williams at NXT Battleground. What say you? Did you like this backstage promo or backstage contract signing?
Yeah, it was what it was. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. It was different than the most contract signings that take place in the ring that always lead to some sort of physicality. So I did like that they tried to change it up a little bit, and we actually got to see the signatures between both men. And Trick Williams signed his contract Trick Willie, which I thought was funny.
Did you see that? Yeah, because that's official. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it. I think they all said what needed to be said. I mean, Joe Hendry was like, "This is you've been in some of the best matches before. You're the biggest star here, but this is by far the most important. I'm doing everything I can to like." It was definitely a more serious Joe Hendry, a more likable Joe Hendry, because he cares about TNA. He's passionate about it, and I think this promo brought that out. And then Trick Williams, really embraced his heel side. That he's like, "I'm bigger than NXT. I'm bigger than TNA. I want this title, and basically want to use it as a stepping stone to something else, because I'm Hollywood, baby." So it was great stuff. I like everything that they said. And I like that it was a different type of contract signing. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it did what it needed to do, right? That's what I really enjoyed about it, right? It didn't need to be too extravagant or whatever. They got to the point. They both felt important. I loved it. I thought it was good stuff. And I'm glad Ava's
starting to find who's going to win.
Too. I do not, but I will get into it pretty soon about why I think it's good either way. So, but yeah, NXT was a good closer. I like that thing. I liked a lot. And watching Ethan Page and, Ricky Starks continue a feud was good television as well. NXT is cooking for sure. And so Ruka's finally feeling like a star. So I like that. All right. That was our WWE Week in Review, my man. Now let's get into it. We got some highs and lows. We only got like 10 minutes or so. So you ready? You ready to get into it? We got a song?
Yeah.
Highs and lows, let's go. This is highs and lows. It's time for the list. Who's killing it and who should probably go and sit? You're the best getting listed up high as hell. It's for the lows. They can come up here and take a L. Yes, they got their fingers on the button. Yeah, never sweat the mids, just the best and who run it. I'ma let them chill, let them run through the list of names. This is highs and lows. Go ahead and do your thing.
Woo! I love it. I love it. All right. We got the best music in podcast history, homie. All right. Highs and lows. What's your high? Let's hear it, brother. What do you got for me?
So I've said it before, but I'll reiterate it here. But heel Becky Lynch right now is probably one of my biggest highs in all of professional wrestling. She came back as Becky Two Belts a couple years ago and tried to be a heel and squash Bianca Belair in like 15 seconds and took the belt off of her. But the fans just did not want to boo Becky Lynch. They still loved her, so they quickly transitioned her back into babyface Becky Lynch. And but this promo that she cut this week, I mean, it was pure fire. She is killing it as this. She's keeping the man gimmick, but has now taken the fans from not wanting to cheer Becky Lynch or not wanting to boo Becky Lynch to wanting to boo Becky Lynch, and they don't want to cheer her now. Everything she spoke from the heart. It was passionate. This heel gimmick, it's gonna, like you said earlier, it's gonna build Lyra Valkyria, it's gonna build somebody else, and it's gonna solidify Becky Lynch as one of the greatest of all time. But this heel gimmick right now, I don't want her joining Seth Rollins. I don't want her being a part of that group. I want her to do her own thing and be independent of that, because I think she's killing it right now, and she needs to continue this, because I think a heel Becky Lynch is just what the women's division needs. She can go to NXT and carry this gimmick. She can go to SmackDown and carry this thing. Everything about it, I'm loving it. I'm digging it. Heel Becky Lynch is my biggest high of the week so far.
Fantastic high. And I love it too, because people kept saying that she can never be a heel. She doesn't work as a heel because everyone loves her. She's great enough to figure it out.
She sells merch.
Yeah, that's all she does. I hope she joins Seth and Paul Heyman and all them, to be honest. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
My high is the TNA partnership. I love this. I don't know why people are hating on it. I think it's finally doing well for both. And it gives us something we've always wanted. In the Attitude Era, everybody wanted WCW versus WWE. We were dreaming for it. UFC and Pride back in the days. Everybody wanted Fedor versus Randy Couture. We always want the dream matchups. Marvel versus DC, right? We always want this. And Triple H has finally helped us. I'm sure TNA and NXT isn't as big as those things, but it's a start, and it's getting us there. Whether you think they're going to monopolize or whether you think blah blah blah, like I said, we just can't be happy, can we? But this is great. And if Joe Hendry beats Trick Williams at an NXT PLE, that's going to help TNA. If Trick Williams beats Joe Hendry and takes that belt to TNA and defends it and goes back and forth, that is good that's good for this is good television. Win or lose, this partnership, I think, has been doing amazing things. I'm all for it. I love it. And I hope it's the start of a bigger and brighter future between wrestling companies.
Yeah, I was a big proponent against this partnership when it first started, because I didn't think it was benefiting anybody. But now we're starting to see the fruits of that labor that they've been putting in, and we're seeing a lot of the efforts pay off. We're actually getting the dream matches. Joe Hendry's coming to WrestleMania. He's wrestling in the Royal Rumble. So TNA is being made to feel like a huge deal. And then, Trick Williams, like you said, if he wins, it's great for TNA. It's great for NXT. If Joe Hendry wins, it's great for TNA. It's great for NXT. So yeah, I'm digging this partnership now. It's starting to feel like a true partnership instead of a one-sided affair like it was early on.
Yes, sir. All right. Another high?
Yeah, my other high.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Jeff Cobb. That whole dynamic right now. We didn't talk too much about it during the Backlash thing, but it was a really solid debut of Jeff Cobb. Solo Sikoa doesn't get his flowers. I feel like he was, Timu Bloodline, Timu Tribal Chief, because he wasn't Roman Reigns. But the man carried the Bloodline storyline when Roman Reigns was gone and off TV. And he became one of the most vicious heels, the most despised heels in WWE. And then, Roman Reigns comes back, and we really haven't seen a lot of Solo in the ring. But I think that story's starting to cook again. Him and Jacob Fatu is going to be fantastic. Jeff Cobb versus Jacob Fatu is going to be fantastic. I'm all for this. I think this feud's going to be great. The matches are going to be great. So Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Jeff Cobb, that whole debut was amazingly done. And I think that I'm excited for the future of this story for sure.
I fully agree with you. Everything you said. And I like that you said Solo doesn't get enough respect, because he really, really doesn't. He did great things for Roman, did great things for Jacob. Hopefully he'll do great things for Jeff Cobb, and he hasn't even been given a title or anything. The dude's doing it unselfishly. I love it. So yeah, good pick. Good pick.
Yeah, I love it.
My other high, we already talked about him, but it's Myles Borne. I think we possibly made a star, and if we do, and he becomes somebody, this is the moment we'll remember. I'm really all for it. And the fact that, being partially deaf hurts the way he speaks. One of the biggest proponents in becoming a huge star is to have those promo skills, and the fact that he has been able to overcome it, deliver good promos, and do that. I'm not saying that people who are partially deaf or deaf aren't, as great as anybody, and he's proving it, and I love it. And hopefully he can not have to always discuss that or make that into a thing, because I think he can be talented enough on his own. But the fact that he brought it up and got the elephant in the room, out of the way and everything else and ran with it, I truly liked, admired. I'm excited, and I think he was a big winner this week, especially beating Ethan Page afterwards and getting Oba. Oba doesn't look like, he doesn't look like he's afraid of Oba. I like it. I like it a lot. He's a big dude.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
he
it.
ain't scrawny. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like this. I like the Myles Borne thing. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
All right, let's get into lows. You ready?
Yeah, I got a couple of good lows here. So my first low is Pat McAfee on Monday Night Raw. In general, Pat McAfee, but Pat McAfee especially on Monday Night Raw.
I love it.
Let me get this straight. So Penta gets an entrance on Monday Night Raw before the commercial break. So they treat his entrance like a huge deal. We come back from commercial and Chad Gable's already in the ring. Mm-hmm. But Michael Cole is like, yeah, hey guys, it's Michael Cole. Pat McAfee's going to be, he's joining me now. And then he gets a special entrance by himself on Monday Night Raw, taking time away, completely overshadowing Penta, one of the biggest rising stars, and Chad Gable, who's in multiple storylines right now, doing big things. But Pat McAfee has to come out, and he's dapping up the crowd. He's standing on the entrance table. He's completely overshadowing the two guys in the ring. Whatever, that's fine. The thing that really pissed me off though was the whole Michael Cole. Well, we don't know if Pat McAfee's going to be joining us here tonight. We have nobody's really seen him. We haven't really heard from him.
Yeah.
He didn't join me. The dude was on the Pat McAfee show on Monday talking about the match with Gunther, not selling anything that happened at all. No, not a neck brace. No, nothing at all. He even said, like, they even end the show like, hey, where's Raw tonight? And he was like, oh, it's in Louisville, Kentucky. So they were hinting that he was going to be there. So we all knew he was going to be there. And then Pat McAfee saying like, I had to, in order for me to get cleared, I had to answer a bunch of questions before I could come out here. You got to be cleared to be on commentary? Like, I'm sorry. Like, that makes no sense. Like, how many times have we seen injured wrestlers go to the commentary table because they're injured? Corey Graves currently, Samoa Joe, he did it. CM Punk did it for a little while when he was hurt. Like, so we have to but he has to be cleared because he's Pat McAfee. It was just and then his commentary this week especially felt very, very over the top. He made a lot of things about him. He made some comments during the Sabu memorial when Michael Cole was talking about, we remember Sabu, and like it was supposed to be like a moment of seriousness, and Pat McAfee's like making it about him. It was just a very, very weird week, but he is my biggest low right now in the WWE.
I have Pat McAfee as one of my lows too, so we just knocked it out of the way. Everything you said, it's 100%. Everything's about him. His podcast, all he does is talk about himself. He's a self-centered piece of garbage, and I know Pat McAfee fans are going to hate us for it, but I don't give two shits. The dude's trash. I don't give two Fs about him. Why else would Gunther have to acknowledge him after he beat him? So stupid.
Yeah,
everything about Pat McAfee was stupid. I'm so over it. And I just love how he acts like he's so true to WWE. He's one and only. But as soon as it's NCAA season, we don't see him again. So you're not that WWE true. So shut your mouth. So I'm just over Pat McAfee. Everything. Hey, can't even cut a promo. Let us talk about himself. Yeah. He's stupid. Stupid. All right. We got to hurry up. What's your last one? What you got?
Agreed. My other low, I know you talked a little bit about it, but I am actually going to go Julia and Roxanne Perez on the main roster in WWE. And I know that, in the grand scheme of things, Julia and Roxanne Perez main eventing Monday Night Raw against Rio and Io. Rhea and Io looks great. And I do agree with that. I do think they look good in that. Like, that's a good spot for them to be in. But the way they did it, the way they went about it, they basically beat them pretty much with ease. And then they kind of cast them off to the side to start the build to Rhea versus Io Sky. In my opinion, that just wasn't it. That's not how you build new stars in the year 2025. Roxanne Perez especially was in the Royal Rumble, had a fantastic showing at Elimination Chamber. And then ever since then, for whatever reason, her momentum has stalled completely. Now she's in this random tag team pairing with Julia on the main roster. And she's losing every match that they're in. And Julia was a force to be reckoned with on NXT, like completely unstoppable. And now she's just getting, mollywopped every time she's in the ring on the main roster. I understand it's to help elevate Rhea and Io, and I get it. It makes it feel important. But that's not how you build new stars. Look at Carmelo Hayes right now. Carmelo Hayes is floundering because he didn't get off to a good start on the main roster. And now I worry about that with Julia and Roxanne as well.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Mine is another people who are getting booked poorly, and that's the New Day. These guys
what's up
were
with
the
them?
hottest heels after doing the Big E thing. And I kept saying they got to go back to Big E. They just haven't. Then they won the tag team titles at WrestleMania. It was like, okay, here comes some momentum again. And now basically they sit on commentary and watch matches. And I get that it's good for the tag team division to build up people, but they're not even getting reactions anymore.
It's the same
People don't
matches
care.
over and over,
It's the
too.
same
That's the
matches.
other
It's
thing.
them just sitting there with the same commentary. The Street Profits feel way bigger, way more important. I just feel like they're really missing the boat right here on New Day. They need to go back at Big E again, and they need to build their heat up back up, because if not, this is all just for nothing, which is sad. So,
yeah, it's
all
very
right.
bad.
Yes, sir. All right, LVD, MVD time. You ready? This is
Yeah.
where we will cover our least and most valuable dude and dudettes of the week. Doesn't mean we hate them, just means that, or we love them. It just means that they were either booked amazing or poorly. Who is your LVD of the week?
I'm gonna keep it on the women's side, but I'm gonna go Roxanne Perez and Julia, just because
Makes sense.
of how they've been booked on the main roster since they've been there. We don't need to get into too many details, but I know they got the main event Raw, but I feel like I don't want them to fall into the trap of NXT call-ups not being used properly. And right now they're not off to a great start. So I'm gonna go Roxanne Perez and Julia, just because they keep losing.
All right, respect. I'm going to go with someone who did win, and I still think he's the least valuable, and that's one John Cena. And yes, I gave his match a 5-star review, or not a 5-star review, but a thumbs up. But I just don't, this heel thing's not working. And like you alluded to after the match, he was trying to Darth Vader it up, where he's like, Anna, like, am I good? Am I bad? What should I do? It's my son. It's just not it. Even putting our truth through a table, it's just not. It is so, he doesn't seem like he gives two shits about this heel turn. It's like The Rock is telling the truth. Like it was forced on him and he was like, all right, I'll do it. He does not seem invested in it. It just is not, it's not working for me, brother. And it hasn't gotten better. And this was his chance and it didn't work. So he's my LVD of the week, because that heel turn is whack. It's so bad. Even Santi said it sucks, just so you know.
Yeah.
The biggest John Cena fan in the world.
We've been saying it since day one that it's been bad, and that
we both
never made
did,
any sense. But I think the thing too is he hasn't changed his music, he hasn't changed his entrance. He's babyface John Cena, just he doesn't smile anymore, and that's nothing has changed. His in-ring work is still the same. He low blows people now, but other than that, nothing is different, and the fans still cheer.
Yep, literally. All right, let's end it on a positive, because WWE deserves it. MVD of the week. Who you got?
It's Becky Lynch all day, every day. I know she took an L at Backlash on Saturday. She should have won, in my opinion, but she didn't look like a chump in losing. And then that promo that she cut on Monday Night Raw, I could see that going down. Like that was like her female pipe bomb. And I think that's going to be promo of the year later on this year, or at least one of the contenders. It's the best promo I've ever heard her cut. She is MVD all day, every day this week. She's carrying that women's division right now. The mid-card title scene of the women's division, to be exact.
For sure. Great pick. I should pick her, and I could pick her, but I'm going with one Jacob Fatu. I think he had a great outing in his match. He's building up with Solo, and now Josh Cobb. It's just all looking good. Great stuff. Jacob Fatu, man. Like, they talked about it when he was coming over that he was going to overshadow Solo in the Bloodline. He has the potential to overshadow anybody in pro wrestling. So he's a star. I loved it. And that's my MVD of the week. All right.
Yeah, love it. Good pick.
There you go. Yes, sir. That's our WWE edition. Don't forget, we also have an AEW edition coming up this week, too. Talking all things Dynamite. That was it, right? Just Dynamite, right? We don't have, tonight or tomorrow, or we might have another collision. We'll see what we do. But but either way, we're going to talk all things AEW. And I think it's predictions, right? Their pay-per-view is this Saturday, this week, this Sunday?
I think it's next Saturday. It's the same week as Battleground.
Next.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. All right. So we still got some stuff, but they're still building good stuff. So if you like AEW, tune into that. As always, thank you for viewing and liking us. Get those comments going. What you like, what you don't like. If you think our opinions are right or wrong, or you just love Pat McAfee, let us hear it. As always, you can catch me at all your social media at my_wrestling_opinion. If you just want to hear me yap it off. And with me, as always, is
Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. Go follow me on all the social media platforms, on TikTok, X, and everywhere else. And then go follow us on TikTok at Two Dudes with Attitudes. Go follow us on X at Two Dudes PC, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our last WWE video blew up. Let's make this one blow up as well. So keep following, keep liking, keep subscribing, and go follow our Instagram account at Two Dudes with Attitudes podcast. So we're everywhere now, and if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, go drop us a 5-star rating and review, and tell everybody about your favorite two dudes on the internet.
Two Dudes Wolfpack, we out.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast, shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat.